Today I want to talk to you about getting to know what you don't know. Because if you don't know what you don't know, how will you ever grow? This question arrived in my mind as I pondered on some past circumstances, which has brought me to this position to help others grow into their higher selves, into their highest potentials, and live the lives they desire. These past circumstances led me on a path of higher vibrations and consciousness, of thought, energy, manifesting my dreams. You've heard the phrase, one thing led to the next. Well, this is how vibrations and energies work. When I was living in these circumstances of major discomfort, my thoughts were constantly on a solution to get me to a more desired living situation. Therefore, vibrations was attracting the situations that would aid in this desired solution. Not knowing this at the time, I was unconsciously magnetizing the very solution that would put me in the desired living situation that I had written out in detail in one of my many journals. The thoughts of my desires led to my action in writing it down, which led to receiving an audition, which led to booking a job, which led to paying my repossessed car balance and getting my car back, as well as ending my homelessness situation and getting into my apartment, that which I dwell in now, which met all the details listed in my manifestation journal entry. Wow. One thing led to the next, and now I'm here to tell you how I did it and how you can do it too. So everyone's circumstances and situations are different, yet the understanding of energy of your thoughts, your vibrations and actions are universally the same. We are all bundles of energy, attracting things, attracting experiences, people into our lives with every thought, whether we are aware of it or not. There's simply no way around not vibrating and attracting, so we should be conscious about it so we can vibrationally attract what we actually want into our lives. So as mentioned before, during these circumstances, I was drawn to the law of attraction. I began studying it every day for hours and hours. It was pretty much my job. I read, I watched YouTube videos, I listened to teachers in this field, and I journaled, and later began meditating. If I wasn't working the mundane job, I was studying and learning. And during these circumstances, as mentioned before, I was self-developing, mentally developing, and I was growing. So now I know what I didn't know, therefore I grew. I grew into a higher awareness of my subconscious mind and the power of deliberate thinking. If you don't know what you don't know, how will you ever grow? So here's a learning curve. If you think it, it will happen. But how? By the power that lies within your vibrations and emotions when thinking thoughts. Our thoughts are a constant force in our life experience. So it is wise to be in control of our thinking, therefore become in control of what we experience in this lifetime. Yes, things may happen out of our control, such as natural disasters and such. However, it is in our best interest to create a perception of life that allows us to not react to, but to understand that how we respond to disaster, angry people, entitled people, etc., is the way to maintain control over our ultimate experience of such instances. For example, the COVID-19 pandemic. Majority of people went into deep depression, developed major anxiety, gained 10 pounds or more, became bored out of their minds, and many other unpleasant responses to this pandemic occurred for 80% of people. Yet the other 20% had epiphanies, gained so much more clarity of their direction in life, created new business ventures, gained more knowledge, filled their quarantine time with skill building videos, books, and thoroughly enjoyed time with themselves. I would talk with others and they would complain how horrible of a time they were having. On the other hand, I was having a blast. I was having a blast because my perception and my mindset was focused on self-evolution and not the negatives that the media feeds us on a daily. Because I was focused on self-evolution, I evolved. I learned so much. Where do I begin? Well, first, With taking courses on Harvard edX, I began learning about stocks, and I obtained my first investments in stocks. I read many books and watched hours and hours of YouTube learning about real estate, law of attraction, vibrational frequencies, and even had a spiritual awakening. I learned a bit about my own spiritual gifts. On the other hand, I hear people complain that they miss going to their favorite bar or restaurant. I could see the focus of one's life by what they complained about and what words they used to share the details about their quarantine experience. Wow. I was in control of my quarantine experience. That is why I had a blast, while others were reacting to the pandemic and had a difficult time adjusting to the new restrictions of their social lives. If you're thinking this pandemic is depressing, then you'll attract depressing experiences. On the other hand, if you're thinking, I'm going to learn as much as I can since I've got the time, then you'll gain so much knowledge. What you focus on will amplify. If you think it, it will happen. Thanks for joining us here on Decide to Succeed. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share.